Hurricane Melissa, still a major Category 5 storm on a collision course for Jamaica this morning. It is the strongest cyclone on Earth this year, and landfall is just hours away.
And even this morning, Melissa is still getting stronger with max sustained winds up to 180 miles per hour as of 9 a.m. And it's on track to bring catastrophic flooding, storm surge, and landslides. This storm could reshape the island of Jamaica as we know it.
Hurricane hunters capturing this incredible video you're seeing here on your screen, flying through the eye of the storm. It's so powerful, the plane itself was forced to turn back after hitting severe turbulence.
That is just an incredible image. Locals and visitors this morning hunkered down as officials urge everyone to evacuate coastal areas and find safety at higher elevations.
Yeah, this storm is no joke. It's already responsible for at least 7 deaths across Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
And I'll have that latest track in just a moment, but we want to begin with ABC's Ike Ejochi. He is live in Kingston for us this morning. And Ike, what is it like where you are right now?
As the effects of Hurricane Melissa really start to take and consume this entire island. Now, right now, it's really battering the western part of Jamaica, and it's bringing with it historic force. This is the largest hurricane in the world this year so far, and it's also the strongest storm to hit Jamaica in this island's history. Now, it brought sustained winds of up to 175 miles per hour at times, and although here in Kingston it was a little bit spared compared to the rest of the island, it still saw strong winds and heavy rain, strong enough to do things like this. Take a look at these palm trees waving. They're bending in the air right now, pulling apart some of its branches and really starting to affect the entire roadways that we're seeing here in Kingston. And listen, some areas can see close to 40 inches of rain, and a massive surge is pushing up to 13 feet of ocean water into those coastal neighborhoods. And already, just as you said, several people have been killed during the storm, as well as preparations as power lines sparked and homes started taking in water. Now in Kingston, right here and along the coast, residents, they're hunkering down, bracing for the worst with widespread power outages and dangerous debris flying in those gale force winds. And the Air Force hurricane hunters, you said it yourself, Pedro, they tried flying into Melissa's eye, but the turbulence was so extreme they had to abort the mission. A rare move that shows just how powerful Melissa really is. Now, authorities, they're telling everyone here to continue to hunker down. This storm isn't necessarily out of the woods here. It's still affecting a lot of the areas here. There's a big problem right now in Kingston that the officials want people to talk about, to pay attention to, and that's the flooding. Remember, the 13 feet of storm surge, that's coming from the Caribbean Sea, and we're also seeing the massive amounts of rain runoff from the Jamaican Blue Mountains. All that's going to come together and act as a sort of bowl right here in Kingston, which could see severe flooding in a lot of the neighborhoods here, including those low-lying and coastal areas. But again, the officials are begging everyone, stay in place, hunker down. Those cleanup and rescue efforts, they're not going to begin right away. They're going to wait until the storm is completely out of the area before crews can get out there. Now, I did speak to the defense minister today. He's going to have an update with us shortly in a little bit. He also said that those rescue crews will be going out, even right here in Kingston, later on today. We're going to try to embed with them just to see what those efforts are like. But for right now, everyone's being asked to hunker down, stay inside until this storm moves out of the area. Again, this is a historic storm that's bringing historic force to this entire island, guys.
And thank you so much, Ike. Make sure to stay safe. So some of the main takeaways, like Ike mentioned, Kingston, you will see lighter wind speeds, the strongest winds impacting the western side of the island, closer to the eye wall, the strongest part of the storm, which is hours away from making landfall. It has max sustained winds back to 185 miles per hour. We're at 190 about an hour ago, moving northeast at 7 miles per hour. So picking up some speed. A closer look at that eye wall, the outer edge around 15 to 17 miles away from the southwestern shoreline near Black River. No major changes in the track. It's expected to make landfall within the next hour or so, and then crossing over the island, lasting throughout this afternoon, hitting eastern Cuba as a Category 4 overnight, tracking across the Bahamas and staying well offshore. So this graphic shows the extent of the hurricane force winds. So the strongest winds moving across the western portion of the island, tapering off later this afternoon and hitting eastern Cuba as we head into Wednesday. Here's a closer look at the numbers. Check out wind speeds near Montego Bay, 109 101 miles per hour around 2 this afternoon. Mandeville 126 miles per hour. Even Ocho Rios approaching 100 to 110 miles per hour throughout this afternoon, and winds will taper off for Jamaica heading into Wednesday and Thursday, but that threat for heavy rainfall continues. Some spots could see between 15 to 30 inches of rain with isolated heavier amounts close to 40 inches.
So taking in everything that you're saying, Brittany, I mean, acting and listening to officials, especially, you know, how people take shelter from the storm, meaning the difference between life and death.
Yes.
That's the takeaway. And thousands are leaving their homes to seek higher ground and safety right now.
Yeah, but for some, leaving that behind is so difficult. Eyewitness News reporter Jaysha Patel joins us here in studio with a local man that's doing everything to protect the home. Now, I know you reached out earlier today, but it's even hard to get in contact with them because of the loss of electricity for so many.
Yeah, you guys, you can imagine that there's no power for many people there. We spoke to Winthrop Wellington. He's a Long Island native, and he's in Jamaica right now. He actually sent us some brand new video that you'll see in a moment. But Melissa is forecasted to be the worst storm in the island's history. I want you to first take a look at this incredible video from Air Force hurricane hunters. This is inside the eye of Melissa, and you can see the eye wall is nearly vertical. We're talking about max sustained winds up to 180 miles per hour, and the flight was forced to actually turn back around after hitting severe turbulence. And then check out this new video into our newsroom. So this is from Winthrop Wellington, the Long Island man I just mentioned, and his family owns a Travelers Beach resort, and he's actually trying to protect their property right now and their 30 hotel guests and staff in Negril, Jamaica. I mean, you can see the flooding, the sandbags, and just how dark it is right now. And when we last checked in with him, he said they had lost power. Brooklyn native Kenya Wagstaff, she actually recently moved to Jamaica, and she's staying at Travelers Resort, and she says Melissa will be her first hurricane. And another woman, Vanetta, spoke to Eyewitness News as well, and she's been closely monitoring Melissa from her restaurant in Brooklyn.
I feel like, yeah, this is a real situation that I'm about to be experiencing, and I don't want to do it without some support. So here I am.
Once landfall is made, everybody is going to stay exactly where they are. I'm expecting this to be an extremely violent experience.
It cannot prepare because you have a lot of places, a lot of gully, a lot of place where flooding. Falmouth is very low. Even I go to church Sunday, I pray, I write up requests and ask to pray for the whole country, the islands.
And people in the Caribbean are not in the clear. Flash flooding and landslides are expected across southwestern Haiti and southern portions of the Dominican Republic through midweek. So we'll continue to track Melissa and monitoring what's happening over there.
Yeah, you know, I just think my father's in the Dominican Republic, I was saying, and I know that they've already, the outer bands of Melissa has already affected Dominican Republic and Haiti. But man, we're really feeling for Jamaica and what they're going through. The entire Caribbean, we are thinking about them. Just devastating.
Jaysha, thank you.
Thank you. And still looking at that catastrophic flooding too possible over the next few days. We want to show you one more look at Montego Bay, where Melissa could bring some of the strongest winds across the western half of the island. It is just hours away from making landfall. Wow. So you'll want to stay with us throughout the day as we track Melissa's path and the aftermath in the coming days. The latest